Well, Lisa, every time we're talking to you, you're making history. What does this mean to you? I mean, you're the first woman ever to be the main play-by-play person for a pro franchise, right?
Yes, and so take that in. It's been wonderful, and up until the announcement, I've appreciated just the opportunity to do the job. And then obviously once the announcement hits, then you realize, I think, maybe the impact of it. And this thing, Jack, has not stopped. So the good thing about technology is that you can turn it off, and that's the one thing that I had to do. There's been unbelievable responses on social media, which I've tried to stay off of, but the emails, the text messages that obviously come directly to you are the things that you see. And there was actually one tweet that my friends told me, you might want to take a look at this. And that was Billie Jean King, who had tweeted at me last night. And so I hopped on Twitter and I looked at it, and I'll have to say that was probably one thing where everything came to a stop, because that was the moment when I realized, okay, this is a big deal. When you've got the pioneer who's handed the baton off to so many people, who's now reaching out to you, that took my breath away.
Did you call her?
I don't have her number. I would have. The best thing I could have done was just tweet back at her, which is what I did.
Well, that's fantastic. Congrats. I mean, this is different from anything else. Are you going to have to like move to Milwaukee? Can you commute from Chicago? Just you're taking over the NBA champions. You're the voice of the NBA champions now.
It's amazing, right? And I will say that this whole process and all my interactions with the Milwaukee Bucks, they have acted like that they are the NBA champions. They have been world class. Everything has been first class. And when I was going through the interview process, I told them, why wouldn't someone want to be a part of the Milwaukee Bucks? Why wouldn't we want to be a part and connected to Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's very relatable, right? As a superstar. How many times can you say that about the face of a franchise? Part of my draw, Jack, not just because they're the franchise who they are, but being a Midwest person, you appreciate good, honest, hardworking, blue-collar people. And yes, the Milwaukee Bucks are at the top of the NBA mountaintop, but they got there because of all of those qualities. And that's what attracted me to the organization.
Does this mean you're going to have to give up the NCAA gigs and some of the other things?
It certainly was in the discussion of our contract negotiations. And so all that will fall into place. And it's all a very kind of a fluid thing, but they know that some of that stuff is very important to me. And I think some of that will eventually materialize.
Last thing, how does a girl from Portage get to where you've gotten? I mean, you've climbed to some ranks that nobody's ever gotten there before.
Two things. Number one, I think it's growing up with a mom and dad who just said, just have goals, Lisa. You know, they're not gender specific goals. They thought it was okay for me as a little girl in elementary school to go out in recess and play soccer with the boys and not think twice about it. Like that was normal for me. And so that's how I grew up. And they laid that foundation of, Lisa, you set goals, and not goals because you're a girl, not goals because these are what boys do. Just set a goal and go after it. And then I think, you know what, I don't chase history. Sometimes history finds you and you stumble upon history. So every time I put on that headset, I'm not putting on the headset as a female broadcaster. I'm putting on the headset as a broadcaster. And so every time I do that, I try to do the best job that I can and not think about being gender specific and what it sounds like to be a woman on a game or what it sounds like if a man was doing the game. I just do the game and I just call the game. And I think it's worked out.